Hi, I'm Keurig Ashley, author of the international best-selling book, How Would Love Respond, and the creator and founder of the one and only Life Success Club. And let me start by saying congratulations on completing the program that you just finished called Get Out of Your Bad Mood. And I'm so blown out of the water with the amazing comments and feedback that we've been getting from people on the program and how many people are actually participating in the program. And because you're here watching this video, I'm going to assume that, well, obviously you finished the program, and I hope that it was of real benefit and service to you. And I'm guessing because you're watching this video that it actually was. So again, congratulations, and I'm thrilled that you're here. On today's video, what I'd like to talk to you about is something that I'm super passionate about, and something that I've been working on for quite a long time and has been in operation for quite a long time, and yet it's something I'm still so fired up and passionate about. Also in this video, you're going to notice that, like everything else that I do, there's going to be a lot of teachings and learnings in it for you, and so you're going to find it very beneficial on top of what I want to share with you. And let's start by talking about, well, has there ever been a time in your life, or basically your life itself, when you're on your way to your goals and dreams, you want to make some changes, you want to make your life better, more successful financially, health and fitness, improve the quality of your relationship, be happier, all the rest of those things, and yet you start to feel, well, there's peaks and troughs. You start doing really well, so kind of looks like this, where we maybe set the goal, we got the intention going, we start doing really good because we're motivated, we're fired up, and then it kind of starts to taper off and drop off, and we're not producing the results. Then we kind of get ourselves fired back up, and we're doing that, wow, we're feeling good again, and then it starts tapering off, and pretty soon it just kind of looks like that. And what happens is that as we're on our way up, we're feeling great, but also as we're on our way down, well, we're obviously not feeling so great. But then after we go through this a couple times, even as we're on our way back up, we may not feel so great this time because we have the anticipation that it's probably going to taper off again. Have you ever had that experience? I know I have. And so, this scenario is not really the strategy or the formula for becoming successful. The cool thing about success is, when I mean success is, we have to watch our definition of success. A lot of people think that as soon as I say success, that I'm just talking about making money. That can be a form of success, and no, I'm not taking that off the table, as that is a form of success, yet that's not the only way to be successful. To me, real success is what I call holistic success. That means having success in all areas of your life, because truly, what's the point of being rich if you're sick? And what's the point of being wealthy if you're lonely? And so it's really about having everything that you want. Having the great loving relationship, fulfillment and quality of life, health, happiness, and yes, financial wealth, so all of it. And the cool thing about success that I find cool is that, well, it's not biased and it's not prejudiced to anybody. So people who've learned how to produce those results, one of the things I can tell you is that those people do not have a special chromosome. They're not genetically different than everybody else. I can also tell you that they weren't born under the 13th zodiac sign, because there is no 13th zodiac sign. There was no wise men that showed up at their birth, or star alignment, or anything besides that. They used what's known as the formula for success, and it is a real tactical, specific curriculum of strategies that when you put those into action, you'll produce the ongoing results. And here what happens is that, we're probably putting some of those into play. That's why we're starting to move up the ladder. But again, for most people, they don't really know what they're doing. They're just kind of doing it. So as an example of that, because I work with so many training sales teams around the world for different companies, you have these really phenomenal salespeople as an example, and then the company, because the person's excelling in sales, a lot of times promotes the person to sales manager. and then they kind of fall on their face. Why? Well, because they were great salespeople, but that didn't actually mean that they knew how to teach sales. Does that make sense? But also is, they weren't even really sure what made them successful. They just kind of did it. It was like a natural thing that they discovered or figured out, maybe not even consciously, more subconsciously. They did it, they produced a result. So that's why when they go to teach it to somebody else, they don't even know what to teach because they don't even know what does it, what produces the result. Does it make sense? So here, you were probably putting some of the curriculum of success into play, but it wasn't consistent because, well, it tapered off, and then when it tapered off, you probably weren't even sure what to change, what to do, because otherwise you wouldn't have allowed this to happen. Does it make sense? Now, by the way, in anything I'm talking about, there's no insult, there's no judgment here. It's always, whatever I teach, it's always about how do we make this better. No matter where you are in life right now, if you're not evolving, you're on your way to dissolving. If you're not growing, you're decaying. So no matter where we are, we should always be working on getting us to be better. Because it's the natural order of the universe for everything in the universe to seek to reach its highest potential, which means to evolve, to be the very best that we can be, and that we never stop that. So instead of it looking like this would be a much better scenario, right? Would be like that. Like to learn how to be consistently in growth. And if you think about, well, this is the way we were operating before, and you look at this new trajectory, well, look at 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, a decade, the results that you produce just by being consistently on this path, right? So this is what I call consistent improvement, and this is, well, taking pot shots at it, getting motivated. Now, again, motivation, well, if you go to like see a motivational speaker, and by the way, I'm not insulting those people. If you go to see a motivational speaker and you go to a conference, well, you get all pumped up. Whee! You're bouncing off the ceiling. And then you go home and you deflate because nothing really changes. This is not about motivation. This is about tactical, specific strategies, a curriculum of strategies that when you put them into action consistently, and the way that we do this consistently is we turn it into a habit. That's what I call your success muscles, right? You turn it into a habit because once it's your habit, it's easy to succeed. Does it make sense? Why? Because it's just who you are. It's just what you do. It's kind of an automatic response then, right? So it's just about producing this into this habit. And we were talking about this on the Get Out of Your Bad Mood program, is that there's different kinds of habits. And some of the ways to really transform our life, or one of the most powerful ways, is to take some of our disempowering habits and transform them into empowering habits, taking some of our neutral habits, turning them into empowering habits, and then also just developing some new empowering habits. And when we do that with the curriculum that I'm going to teach you, it's game changing. And man, you look at the results that you can produce, mind-blowing. You don't even recognize yourself after a while. Yet, most people, as you see in this pattern here, they're overestimating what they can do in the short term, yet they're underestimating what they can do in the long term. See, they get all pumped up, motivated, excited, and they lose that momentum, they lose that motivation, and it's a wobble. And pretty soon in here you're going to quit. Why? This creates burnout. Because you know, why would I even climb the ladder anymore? Why would I even go up the hill when I know I'm going to go sliding back down the other side and have to do this all over again, over and over? Have you ever experienced that? I know I have, and that's why I look for new strategies, right, to do this, of going, okay, what's the specific, exact formula, the sequence, the curriculum that's going to produce the consistent results so your life just gets better and better and more enjoyable, and yeah, financially better as well. That's a good one. You know, making money, we'll talk about this for a moment, is if you have a problem with making money, well, you need to get over that. How's that? You just need to get over it. Because by staying financially poor, not only are you not helping anybody, but you're also becoming a burden on society. You know, once you have money, you can do whatever you want with it. By the way, that same money that you make, you can feed starving kids, and you can build schools and churches and dig wells for water and all kinds of things you can do with wealth that you can't do with middle class or poverty, right? And I'm not, on the bandwagon about, we got to make money, got to make money. I'm just saying it's one of those pieces of success, and honestly, it does make life easier. It doesn't make you happier. That's a different strategy, but it does make it easier because, especially when you become balanced with having wealth. So we're going to talk about all this shortly today because I want this video to be nice and short, but I want you to open up your mindset, and I want to talk to you about a program that I have that it's all about this. It's about the curriculum of success, right? And how do you make it into your habit so that becoming holistically successful gets easier and easier because it becomes more and more your habit. And it happens quite quickly, right? So let's jump into this. And you're going to love this because this, again, right here is what I call the formula for mastering everything and anything that you want to master, that you want to get great at. The first thing that you have to have is called mindset. You have to work, and by the way, this needs to be consistently worked on. The mindset. Because if you don't have the right attitude, you won't actually take the actions whether or not somebody teaches to you or not. By the way, the library is filled with free books, but I don't see the library jammed with people trying to learn what's in those books. And by the way, those books have everything you need to know about changing your life in and every area of your life. Does it make sense? And now we have a thing in the world called Google, right? We have the internet, we have all that stuff, and and again, not to insult Facebook, but there's the statistics that say that people are on Facebook for 4 hours a day. Well, unless they're spending 4 hours a day working on their mindset and working on growing their life, I'm wondering, what are you doing on there for 4 hours a day? So my point being is that, this rules it all, because wherever your head goes, your body follows. Does it make sense? So we got to work consistently on our mindset, and this is a muscle you got to work on every day, because, the world can wear you down. Life can wear you down. Society, what's happening in the world can wear you down. I call it erosion. Right? It just kind of sands you down, and pretty soon you're just not operating the same way you used to be operating. You don't produce the results that you used to produce. Matter of fact, you start producing less. It feels like you're still the same person. It feels like you're still doing the same thing, but you're actually not. Does it make sense? And so we have to work on this every day, and we have to make this also a habit of working on our mindset every day. Now, let me share something with you that a lot of people don't maybe really grasp about my life, and that is, with my career, with doing workshops and speaking engagements around the world, with all the people I've worked with my private coaching clients from around the world, and I mean celebrities and business leaders and rock stars and movie industry people, all these wonderful people I get to be around. And by the way, everyday people who have businesses and lives, I coach them as well. My life is surrounded by and immersed in personal development. I do it all day long. So I'm sharp as a samurai sword with this because I'm working on it consistently. I'm immersed in it. And that's part of it, is you want to immerse yourself in the language of success. You want to immerse yourself in the mindset. You want to immerse yourself in growth. That immerse, by the way, doesn't mean you have to do it all day long, nonstop. What it means is that you're part of your environment. Does it make sense? So if you speak English and yet you want to learn how to speak French, the easiest way to do that would be move to France. See, because you live there, you're immersed in it, you're immersed in the language. That's how you pick it up the fastest. Does it make sense? And then pretty soon, fluently, you're speaking French in this example, right? So in my life, I'm immersed in personal development. I'm immersed in people succeeding at life and all the rest of those things. And because of that, it keeps me sharp. It's an old saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. That's why we got to work on this every day. Makes sense, right? Wherever the head goes, the body follows. The next thing that you need is skill sets. Right? Well, you won't even work on the skill sets unless we have the mindset in place to actually work on the skill sets. But the thing is that, anything we want to do, anything we want to succeed at in life, basically is nothing more than a set of skills. So, as an example with my best-selling book, How Would Love Respond, is I had tried to write 2 other books before How Would Love Respond, and I quit. Why? I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I wrote myself into a corner and basically had nowhere to go with it, and so I quit 2 different books. Well into months of working on it, and it went nowhere. So I realized I have to develop some skill sets. Number 1 is I had to learn how to properly write, because that's a skill set. Just because you have ideas in your head doesn't make you a great writer, doesn't make you a proficient writer. Does it make sense? But then also I realized that I didn't want to just write a book. I wanted to write an international bestseller. Why? Well, what's the point of writing a book that nobody's read? Here you put all that work in and nobody's read it. Well, besides your mom or your friends that you've given them a copy, and then you had to stay on them to read it. I'm talking about, when people buy the book, there's a much better chance they're going to read it because they valued it, right? Because they invested in it. And so, I wanted to learn, how do you become a bestseller? Well, there was all kinds of other skill sets I needed to learn in order to do that. So I had to learn publicity and publishing and marketing and, all these other things you have to learn. And I was doing that for all 4 years. That's right, it took me 4 years to complete How Would Love Respond, because again, it wasn't my natural talent, so I had to develop myself along the way. And along the way, though, I was also studying other skill sets that I needed to become an international bestseller. Then, when my book was released, right, they give you the green light, go, it's up for sale. Within 4 hours of it being released, it became a #1 international bestseller. It's not an accident. It was applying the skill sets. But see, I needed the mindset to develop the skill sets. Does it make sense? So no matter what it is that you want to do in life, it's going to come down to what skill sets do I need, including how do I produce that new journey I'm talking about, right, where you're producing the consistent results. There's going to take a mindset to do that, and you're going to also have to have some skill sets to do that. And that's what I want to work with you on. Now, how do we do this, right? Well, there's 2 ways. 2 things that have to, well, I take that back. There's 3 things that have to come into place to put these 2 things into consistent working order. Does it make sense? First, you need education, right? This just means you're going to have to learn how to do it. You're going to have to learn what are the steps to do that. It makes sense, right? So, to get the mindset, there's an education there. Consistent education, by the way. Also skill sets, obviously education. The other thing is then application of the education. Because this by itself isn't enough. So if you say, well, I already know all this stuff, I'm going to ask you, are you doing it? As we talked about in the Get Out of Your Bad Mood program, you remember that Calvin Coolidge, one of the presidents of the United States, said that the world is full of educated derelicts, which basically just means, well, most people know what to do, they're just not doing what they know. And it's in the doing that we develop. So education, application, and then last would be follow through. So in order to develop the proper mindsets and skill sets, we have to get educated. We have to learn how to consistently, and that's the magic word, consistently apply it, and we have to follow through. We do this, there is nothing on the planet you can't master. Nothing. It all comes down to this. So When I first started in doing business, I had no idea how to do business. People, I had no family members that were big in business. I had no successful, father or mom or grandparents or aunts or uncles who took me under their wing and taught me how to succeed in business, because that's not what they did. They're great parents in every other way, and that doesn't make them great business people. Does it make sense? So how did I succeed at it? Well, first, I did have the right mindset, because I had that hunger to want to succeed, and I kept working on myself consistently. I started developing skill sets. The skill sets and stuff came from getting educated, applying what I'm learning, and following through until finally it produced a result. Does it make sense? And so what I really like to share with you then today is about what it's called the Life Success Club. And the Life Success Club is, I know we call it the club, yet it is the curriculum, the number one curriculum that you need to develop the mindsets and skill sets to produce those, consistent new results in your life, that new incline direction, so you're not going through the, what I call the peak performance phase. Because the truth is, and by the way, I used to use this language as well. Hey, we're doing peak performance, and I want to be a peak performer. Well, the challenge with peaking is that there's also valleys. We don't want to peak. We want to have consistent growth, right? Consistent improvement. Sounds way better, right? So the Life Success Club is an online course. It's an online program. It's an online curriculum in which every month you get new content from me. And it's not a big overwhelm. Matter of fact, that's part of the magic of the Life Success Club, is its simplicity. The Life Success Club, every month you're going to get 2 tracks from me, right? One track we call the core training track, and in it you're going to develop mindsets and skill sets that you need to produce what you want. And it's fun, it's engaging, it's educational, there's aha moments, there's like, wow, I never thought of it that way. All those pieces, yet not a big, long, arduous task. Most core trainings are about 45 minutes long. You listen to that track once a week, every week of the month. Now again, you can listen to it in your car, you can listen to it on your phone, you can listen to it as background noise as you're driving, I don't care. It's going to seep in. And you're going to hear some, interesting stories and, information and tools and strategies, all this stuff where you start going, wow, I get it. I'm starting to get it. Why? Because you're starting to get immersed in it. It starts becoming your language. You start understanding it at a different level. Hearing it once is not enough. That's just hearing it. You want to immerse yourself in it. So we recommend that you listen to it once a week, every week of that month, so that you get the consistent learning, the consistent mindset, and this consistent application of the skill sets. Next, we have what's called the action track. It's about 10 minutes long, and you listen to that every day. And by the way, all this stuff is downloadable off the website. So you can watch it or listen to it on the website. You can also download it, listen to it in your phone, listen to it in your car, bus, train, plane, wherever you want. Make it as easy as possible for you. And the action track, you're going to listen to that every day of that month. Again, it's a short little increment of time, and there's obviously a little action on there. That's why it's called the action track. You're going to put that action into play every day. A little small incremental thing, doesn't feel like much, but it's profoundly powerful because it is the actual real curriculum you need to succeed. This is not motivation. These are the real tools, the real strategies you need to create that ongoing consistent results. Sounds amazing, right? Now, one of the reasons I created the Life Success Club is because my one-on-one coaching is I only take about 7 or 8 clients a year. Those people pay close to $30,000 to be my private client. I don't have any room most of the time. I'm not going to take more people on because I also want to have a great life. It's only very small people that get to do that. So the Life Success Club, I created it so that I could coach more people, I could train more people on the curriculum of success, and in a much more affordable way. The other thing though is my one-on-one clients only get me for a session a week, With the Life Success Club, you can have the coachings, the learnings, the training at your convenience, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, whenever you want it. It's right there. It's awesome. And it is a club. It really is a club. You get to converse with and network with the members around the world, and the Life Success Club membership is growing around the world. So people get on the we call it the Life Success Club community, and they chat within the forums, they talk, they discuss challenges that they're going through, they share strategies. I'm up there posting things and the rest of that. It's a real community. We have actually ongoing Life Success Club events that happen where we get real live get-togethers. There's all kinds of extra bonuses in it as well. All the content, all the networking, all the upgoing strategies that you need, the skill sets, the mindset. You're going to love this. And like I said, it's fun, it's interactive, it's entertaining, it's educational. I participate regularly in the Life Success Club, even though it's my voice on the content. I listen to it, and it still seeps in. It still keeps me on my game because I don't hear my voice. I hear the strategies. I hear the content. I hear all the stuff that's going to keep my life going in the direction that's going. Take action now. And if you don't do my program, here's what I'm going to ask you. If you don't do the Life Success Club, I'm sincere in this. Please, right now, join somebody's program. Go somewhere that you are going to learn the appropriate mindset consistently, the real skill sets, the curriculum for success, and start doing it right now. So if it's not my program, if it's not the Life Success Club, please go somewhere, work with someone right now. Because every day that you don't, if you're not evolving, you're dissolving. If you're not growing, your life, your results are decaying. And you know what? All the people around you, all the people you love and care about, well, it kind of creates that ripple effect onto their lives as well. I mean, what are you teaching your kids, and what are you demonstrating to people about how you play the game of life and what's available to them and what can they produce, right? So be that shining example. Start with your own life, right? Don't try to fix anybody else's. Start with your own life. Make it great. And here's one extra bonus to the Life Success Club, and that is that only one person in your nucleus family, that means the family that you live with, only one person has to sign up, and everybody in your family, in your nucleus family, can participate in the Life Success Club under your login and password details. See, I'm trying to make this as easy for you to do this, make this as beneficial for you to do this, because I want you in the Life Success Club, because I know the power it has and the results it's going to produce for your life. So I look forward to seeing you in the Life Success Club. Register right now, and remember, only one person in your nucleus family has to register for the Life Success Club. Register for it, and everybody in your nucleus family has access and is allowed to use it. I look forward to seeing you in the Life Success Club. Until I do, have a most outstanding day.